Okay, here's a standard form question where we have x equals 7 times by 10 to the m and y equals 5 times by 10 to the n. And in the question we have to show that m plus n equals 11. Okay, so what we're going to do to start off with is multiply x and y together, and I'm going to do that because they've done that here. So I'll do the same thing and see what we get. So we start off by doing 7 times by 5, which is 35. So xy equals 35 times by 10 to the power of m plus n, and it's m plus n because when we multiply two things with the same base, we add the powers together, so it's m plus n. Alright, so that's what we've got for x times by y, and what they've got for xy is 3.5 times by 10 to the power of 12. So our answers are very similar, and they're worth the same thing, the value is the same. Clearly what they've done is convert it into standard form, and we haven't. So to convert it into standard form, they have divided this 35 by 10, and they've multiplied this 10 to the power of m plus n by 10. And when they've actually done that, the power they've got now is 12. So when you multiply something to the power of something base 10 to the power of 10, you add 1 to the power. Like for example, if I multiplied 10 to the power of 3 by 10, it's the same thing as doing 10 to the 3 times by 10 to the 1, and we add the powers together to get 10 to the 4. So they've done the same thing here. So when they have 10 to the power of n plus 1, that's given them 10 to the 12, which tells us that m plus n plus 1 equals 12, and therefore we've shown by minusing 1 from both sides that m plus n equals 11. So we've shown that for part 1. Part 2, it's also given that x divided by y equals 1.4 times 10 to the 27, and they want us to find the value of m and n. So don't forget, we've already got one equation, m plus n equals 11, and we're going to find a second equation here and then use simultaneous equations to solve. So the way we're going to find the second equation is we'll actually divide x by y and see what we get. So we have 7 times by 10 to the m divided by 5 times by 10 to the n. So 7 divided by 5 is 1.4, and that's times by 10 to the power of m minus n because we subtract when we divide. Okay, now what they've got up here is very similar to what we've got down here, and we can compare and say that therefore 10 to the power of m minus n is the same thing as 10 to the power of 27, and therefore we can say that m minus n equals 27. So this is our second equation. So we have equation 1 up here, and we have equation 2, m minus n equals 27. So this is a pretty simple simultaneous equation to solve. We'll just add together equation 1 and equation 2, and that will eliminate n. So we have m plus m is 2m plus n minus n is 0, and that's equal to 11 plus 27, which is 38. 2m equals 38, m equals 19, and then we substitute back in m equals 19 into any one of the equations. So I'll do the first one. So 19 plus n equals 11, and therefore n equals minus 8. So those are your two values for m and n.